Hello students, welcome to your online classes. Today we are going to study English grammar. I am definitely sure that you all have studied this chapter in your earlier grades. But to make your basics clear and strong, let us revise it again. The topic for today's class is noun and its type. Can you all tell me what is noun? Yes. Nouns are simply the names we give to everything around us, whether it be a person, an event, a place, or an object, etc. Every particular name used to define something is a noun. Example: Amsterdam, Anita, Blackberry, honesty, waiter, etc. Now, let us study about nouns more in detail along with their type. The first type of noun is called as proper noun. These nouns are the name of specific people and places. These nouns also refer to the names of the days of the week and months, and also the various name for religious, organization, institutions, etc. Proper nouns basically refers to the names that are specific to that particular noun. These nouns are always capitalized as they need to be distinct from the other nouns. Let us see some examples of proper noun. First one, William Shakespeare was a playwright. Over here, William Shakespeare becomes a proper noun as it is a name of a specific person. The second example, I will be visiting New York next month. New York here becomes a proper noun as it is a name of a specific place. Third example, everyone dislikes Monday mornings. The name of a day, that is Monday, is a proper noun because it is a name of the days of the week. Fourth one, the holy book of Islam is the Quran. Here, the name of the religion and religious text becomes a proper noun. If you'll see that all the proper nouns that we had studied in the examples were in the capital form, right? Their first word was written in capital. So, always remember the proper noun is always, the first word of the proper noun is always in a capital form. The second type of the noun is the common noun. These are the nouns that are used to denote or show a general category of people, places, and things. They are capitalized only when they are at the beginning of a sentence. Common nouns do not refer to something specific. Rather, they are a general term used for every noun of a particular kind or a type. The way we saw that the first word of the proper noun was always capital, even if it is in between of the sentence. But the common noun will never be in a capital word. Only if at all it is there in the beginning of the sentence. If at all it is the first word of the sentence, only then it will be written in the capital form. Now let us just see few examples of common noun. The first one, the boys went to play cricket. Now here, both boys and cricket are common noun as they can refer to any boy or any cricket match. There is nothing specified by these nouns. In this example, the name of the boy is not given. It's just said generally a boy. If at all the name would have given, then it would have become a proper noun. Because it is just boy, it becomes a common noun. Even the match, if you see the cricket match, it's not T20 or World Cup, it's just said cricket, so which also denotes or shows a common noun. The second example is, this neighborhood is one of the best in the area. Here the neighborhood is a common noun as there can be more than one or innumerable neighborhood all over the world. So you don't know which one it is specified over here. So it just talks generally about neighborhoods. So that's why neighborhood over here becomes a common noun. The third example of common noun is she was trying to answer her phone while buying coffee. Here we see phone and coffee, that both are general indicators, shows an object. Now here they have not mentioned what phone it is. If they would have mentioned like a Samsung phone, an iPhone, then you would have given like the name of the brand, correct? So that would become a proper noun. But they have not given it here. They have just generally mentioned phone. So phone over here becomes a common noun. Same with coffee. They haven't mentioned about the Nestle coffee or Nescafe. If at all they would have mentioned it, then that would become a proper noun. But over here they have just mentioned coffee, generalizing it. So that will become common noun. The third type of a noun is abstract noun. These nouns are the name of things that we cannot perceive through our five senses of touching, smelling, seeing, hearing and tasting. These nouns can also refer to medical condition related to the state of mind and are also used to express our thoughts. When we express our thoughts like our happiness, our love, our hate, anger, honesty, all these things, like bravery, all these things will come under abstract noun. So it's just that you cannot show it. You just express all these things. They are like the thoughts that you can express it. The first example of abstract noun is she screamed with a great delight. Your delight means like a lot of happiness, or pleasure. Delight is an abstract noun as it tells us about the state of a person's mind and any actual physical thing. So here they are showing that she was happy, right? It is showing her it is showing the state of her mind. So that's why it becomes an abstract noun. Second one, his bravery is the war won him a medal. The abstract noun over here is bravery. Is used to name the motivation behind a certain action made by people. He was very courageous, he was very brave. So it is telling us his action, it is showing his action over here. So bravery becomes over here an abstract noun. The third example of abstract noun is one should learn to be as independent as possible. Now how do you show independency? Now you have grown up kids, you'll eat by yourself, you can dress up by yourself, for school and everything. You can organize your own books and shelf, correct, according to timetable and all of that, right? You can keep your books in your bag. This is the way, according or through these actions, you show your independency. So over here they have just said that this word independent tells us the way of being, how you behave, how you be, correct? So independent over here becomes an abstract noun. The fourth type of the noun is countable noun. The noun that fall under this category are the ones that have both singular and plural forms. Singular meaning one and plural meaning more than one, correct? They can be counted either relatively or completely and form plurals to associate with plural verbs in a sentence. They can also be expressed in a numerical terms. Countable noun is something that you can count, whether it is in a singular form or plural form, like 1 kg, 1 liter, dogs, which clearly shows that, like they are singular or plural. Something that you can count, becomes a countable noun. Let us see its example. The first example is, I need to buy 4 new suitcases for my trip. Over here, suitcase is a countable noun. As it is adding s in the end, it becomes plural. But you can count the suitcase, right? That I'm taking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that becomes a countable noun. Second example, does anyone want some oranges? Here, some is being used to count the noun. Okay, again it is oranges, it's in a plural form. So you can count, okay, how many oranges? You can count the oranges, correct? So that becomes a countable noun. Third one, she had a pet dog. Okay, now it's dog, S is not added, so it's in a singular form, so you can count. It will be like just one dog, so you can count it, and that's why it becomes a countable noun. Now going forward, okay, to the other type of noun is exactly opposite of countable noun, that is uncountable noun, something that you cannot count. Okay, let us see its meaning. These nouns are the exact opposite of countable nouns. These nouns are the names of things that cannot be counted and have only a singular form. These nouns use singular verbs in a sentence. First example, the furniture was damaged in moving out. Furniture is an uncountable noun, and therefore we use the singular was is referring to it. Okay, you don't know what furniture was it. Okay, they have not said two furniture, or you cannot count it over here. The number is not being mentioned, so this becomes a uncountable noun. The second example over here is, he always answers questions with honesty. Honesty is an uncountable noun as it has no plural and cannot be counted, okay, in physical terms either. So you don't know how many times he was honest, okay. It does not show that it was, he was honest for 100 times or 1 time. It does not show the number. It does not denotes the number, okay. So that's why over here honesty becomes an uncountable noun, okay. The last one for today is collective noun. Collective noun is the name we give to a group of nouns to refer to them as one entity. The most common method of doing this is by using words like group or bunch that can be applicable to most of the nouns in the language today. But there are some specific names given to certain groups of nouns to make things more interesting and funny. These collective nouns are commonly used under the category of people. Okay? Like, so we cannot, when we want to say like a group of people. Okay? So that is when we denote or we use this term and we call it as collective noun. Like a class of students, an army of soldiers, a choir of singers, a crew of sailors, a band of musicians, a bunch of croc, a gang of thieves, a group of dancers, a team of players, a pack of thieves. Okay, so over here the word class, army, choir, crew, band, bunch, gang, group, team, pack, okay, all these words are denoting and showing us that they are, in a plural form. It's just not one person, they are a group of people coming together and performing a particular work. Okay, so this becomes, this word class, army, choir, crew becomes a collective noun. The following collective nouns are used for animals. Okay, when you see say group of fish, okay, in a pond, okay, what will you say? A catch of fish, an army of ants, a flight of birds, a flock of birds, a school of fish, a hive of bees, a litter of cubs, a host of sparrows, a team of horses, a flock of sheep. Okay, so catch, army, flight, flock, school, team, host, litter, hive, all these things shows collective noun, okay, like group. Understood? So you will underline all these things and write it's a collective noun. I hope you all have understood the topic noun and its type that we have studied so far. Please ask any questions if you all have any doubts or queries. I will send you the worksheet to solve the related examples to the topic that we have covered so far. Please see the examples in the videos and try to solve them. Please submit your homework on time, that is, before 6 p.m. in the evening. Please try to write your name on the answer sheet and click a clear picture so it becomes easy for us to correct. Thank you for watching the video. Have an amazing day. Stay home, stay safe, take good care of yourself and also your friends and family.